everybody, it's me, Sherry D, and I wanted to come today and share with you some tips on how I keep my hips toned, trim, smooth, and all around inflammation free. I do get flare-ups once in a while, but I always resort to step number one, which is dry brushing. I do have a YouTube video of how to dry brush, a follow-along routine. Check that out on YouTube or here in Sherry D Shares Wellness Facebook group. And water. We always want to drink water because there's lots of lymph in our hips, lymph nodes, and so we want to be flushing all the toxins and have fluid to move, right? So, cheers to you for joining me today. Remember, drink your water. All right, so basically what I do is I get on the floor. This is a floor exercise. I do a lot of standing hip work also, so you can check those out on my YouTube channel as I get them uploaded and posted. All right, so first what I suggest is you sit on the floor with your feet both heading the same direction. You want to sit up tall, your rib cage is up, your abs are in, your shoulders are away from your ears. And eventually, once you build your strength up, you're going to be able to stay in this position and do this exercise. But to begin with, I suggest that you find a footstool, a couch, a chair, a bar, a ballet bar, anything to steady yourself, okay? Because you don't want to overstrain other muscles holding yourself up while we're focusing on the hip. Okay, so steady yourself, sit tall, abs are in. Now, pinch this muscle right here. Pinch your cheek, and what that does is it kind of swoops your hip a little bit forward. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my leg. I'm just going to lift it up off the floor. And I'm going to hold it there as long as I possibly can. This is called isometric exercises, and this alone is trying to engage this muscle. If you don't engage this muscle often, you may have a case of a little bit of muscle atrophy where that muscle doesn't want to work. And so if that's the case, I would suggest that you leave your leg down and just focus on clenching that first step, okay? But for those of you who can clench this muscle, lift your leg, just hold it there for as long as you possibly can till you feel that fatigue. I like to do this while I'm talking on the phone with girlfriends, and that's how I've been developing my personal training videos and whatnots, is just we're going to exercise and chat. How was your day? What'd you do this weekend? How are the kids? Really? My kids are doing great too. Thank you for asking. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and here I have my toe naturally kind of pointed in a relaxed state. You can also flex your, and push a little forward. Make sure that hip is pointed. And see, I am leaning quite a ways over because I'm just starting out my exercise program again. I did take 6 months off of exercise because I just got off of my antifungal medication. This is getting really hard to hold up my leg. How are you doing? Okay, and so now we're going to straighten the leg. Hold it for as long as you can. I'm going to hold it. It's burning. Burning. Now I'm going to slowly release it. Inhale. Bring the leg into a cross-legged position and we'll stretch it out for a little minute. I have a little inflammation in my knee, so I move very slowly for fluid to move out of the area. Inhale, sit up tall. Flat back, just kind of lean over a little bit, just till you feel the stretch in that outer hip. The flatter your back, the more you can access that gluteus muscle there. I also do see this naturally as I'm stretching and exercising. I will have a tendency of starting to massage the area to really kind of wake it up, get that blood flow. Just kind of what I do naturally. Okay, sit up tall. Now we're going to do that same movement that we ended with. Okay, so what did we end with? We ended with the leg out straight. So are you ready? Okay, support yourself. Sit up tall. You're not way up here. You're just tall, like there's a string at the top of your head pulling you to the ceiling, okay? Shoulders are back. Steady yourself. Squeeze your glute. Are you ready? Lift up the leg and straighten it. And let's see how long you can hold it. Now for me here, I like to teach this as the starting point. Eventually we will be moving on to where we actually lift and lower the leg. But for right now, on this first beginning tip, on instruction on what I do to keep my hips trim, I'm just gonna stick with the isometric exercises because everybody can hold your leg there. Well, not everybody, but and if you have to come down and relax for a minute, keep yours up if you don't. You can always breathe and come back up. Just remember your abs are in. Hold those abs in because now you're strengthening your core also. Push that hip forward. Make sure that glute is squeezed right there. Okay, now come down lightly. And now what I like to do is stretch over. So let's sit up tall, string to the ceiling, right? Twist over and face your toe. Flex your foot. Put your arms up to the ceiling. Inhale. And as you exhale, lean over slightly as you can. Remember the rib cage is lifted. Lift, lift, lift. Now lean and round your back if you need to. We're focusing on the back of the leg right now. Let your head go to your knee or as far as you can. Inhale and exhale. Inhale as you come up. Come to the cross-legged position. Sit up tall, string to the ceiling, shoulders are back. Inhale, and lean over. Just to where your body feels that light stretch in the hip. If it cramps up because this is new to you, stop. Come to a neutral position and just rub that muscle cramp out. And come back to it when your body's ready. Just do smaller, shorter sections. Now that you've what I do, you don't have to follow along with the video if you're not at this rate where you can lift your legs and whatnot. But you can certainly, like I say, just have your leg on the floor. You don't have to lift it and just push your hip forward and just clench that glute, okay? So, and even if you're just watching TV and you don't have something, usually if you're watching TV, I guess you'd have something, but you could, be at a park or something and the kids are playing and you could even brace yourself with the ground and just sit there and, multitask. So that's that. Now let's do a floor stretch real quick because what I'm going to do is I'm going all the way through this sequence, so all you'll have to do is rewind it and do the other side so that way we can keep the video clip short. I'm going to move my microphone, excuse me if you get any glitches, and let's see if you can see me from there. I'll do my best. Okay, we want to lay on the floor. We want to hold our abs in. Knees are facing forward and they're about hip distance apart, whatever's comfortable for you. Now the leg that we worked, you want to cross that over the other leg. Take your hands, reach through. If you can't reach, you can bring yourself up a little bit, clasp your hands, find what's comfortable for you. If you need, you could have a pillow or a blanket handy that you could kind of pull yourself up a little more if you're not limber enough to pull the leg in. Because sometimes you might be way down here and you can't reach. See that? But if you sit up, you can reach. And so put a pillow behind you until you get flexible enough. Okay, so we're pulling that leg into our chest and you're feeling the stretch right along here. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Let's inhale real nice. And exhale. Slowly lower down the legs, both of them. Stretch your feet out. Flex your feet. Reach over your head as far as you can. I know you're losing me. Okay, so reach over your head, flex your feet, and stretch your hands away from your feet. Try to touch the walls on each opposing side of the row. Inhale and exhale. slowly release. Come back to a comfortable position slowly. It's often good to roll over onto your side first and slowly come up. And so I just want to let you know that the importance of stretching after exercising or fatiguing a muscle is because it helps keep the muscle long, lean, and slender looking, so it's not short, stocky, and bulky looking. And chances are, if you fatigue and exercise your muscle and you stretch it out for at least 20-second holds, you will run a way less chance of having any more muscle soreness the next day, or at least greatly decreased soreness the next day because you've exercised. Okay, so there it is. There's my hips. Trim them, keep them strong, smooth, and thank you for joining me. Remember your water and remember to dry brush every day. Don't have to shower after you dry brush. You can just moisturize after you dry brush because sometimes we don't have time to dry brush before our shower. So thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.